Walker for Capital Weather Gang. We have two storm systems that we need to cover this week, two wintry weather threats. The first one is for tomorrow, moving in precipitation-wise midday tomorrow, but it may start as some rain until it mixes over to more of a frozen mixture of rain, sleet, then mixing in with snow and even some freezing rain. So problems, though, are going to kind of delay to maybe 3, 4, and 5 p.m. and afterwards. As the sun sets, we could see some more icy spots, slippery spots adding up. So please keep that in mind. If you have some errands you need to run tomorrow, please try and get them done midday into by mid-afternoon or so, just to play it safe. And this forecast radar shows how the precipitation moves in midday tomorrow and then pulls out by Tuesday morning. Most of it does pull out, but there are some oscillating freezing spots in protected valleys and elevated areas, so please keep that in mind. If you need to do the errands early tomorrow, there could still be, early on Tuesday, there still could be some issues. So please keep that in mind. Now let's look at our snowfall and sleet combined accumulation map. More expected northwest of town and less southeast of town, because that's where we expect southeast of town. It should generally stay rain. So please keep that in mind. More of an issue is expected, higher impact for this event, north and west of town. But here you can see generally around the district and Beltway, a coating to 1 inch of snow. Tina, too many days until spring. If you are not a snow lover, this is not your week. It looks like we are stormy with some cold air around. And just to flag this, especially for folks west and northwest of town, ice is an issue. This is the potential for freezing rain accumulation. And we could see well west of town along I-81, the potential for some trees to become coated enough so that they fall and maybe cause some power outage issues. So please just stay mindful, maybe charge your devices by tomorrow afternoon in case we do have overnight Monday issues with some freezing rain west and northwest of town. And for Thursday, just really quick to touch on that, the chances are lowering now for a significant snow event, but it's still, we're not going to write it off just yet. We're seeing models coming in with a dusting to maybe 3 inches or so. Still plenty of time to watch it. 3 days out means that it can still oscillate, so please stay tuned. It is worth monitoring and not writing off the Thursday snow threat. Margaret, you want snow? Very good. And so does Deb. Bring on the snow, she says. Hello, Rick. Yes, we do have several misses of winter storms in the metro area of DC, and it could continue that way. La Nina in the equatorial Pacific Ocean waters, with it running so cool, we tend to keep the storm tracks a little bit to our south of the DC area. So, hey, even Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, and La Nina years get sometimes more snow than we do in DC. So keep that in mind. Hello, Nick. Please be careful commuting from Frederick to New Market at 5:45 a.m. Tuesday. Could be a little bit tricky. Hey, Stephen, I'm sorry about the forecast. You don't like it so much. And dusting for Thursday possible on this one, Margaret. Yes, we're keeping an eye on Thursday as well. And Kid is hoping that the freezing rain line misses. And Joanne, the start time tomorrow. We're looking at the precipitation moving in midday tomorrow, but the issues might wait until closer to sunset as the temperatures go down and the precipitation changes from what could start as rain into, here's tomorrow's forecast radar. We could see it turn into kind of a snow sleet mixture and then maybe some freezing rain 3, 4, 5 p.m. and later, and it moves out of here by Tuesday morning, maybe even by sunrise if we're lucky, but we'll have to remain watchful on the exact timing of the precipitation. Cassandra, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Greg says La Nina needs to stop it. Excellent. Good to see you. And sorry about the camera shakes while I look at comments. And let's see. Jacob, let me know if you cannot hear me. I'm sorry, it might be your device. It looks like people are hearing my answers. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com and on Twitter at Capital Weather. And Brian loves the lack of snow. Utilitarian. I get you. And Scott, Vienna is in the north and west areas of town, but still in the coating to 1 inch accumulation map here that we've got for the snow and sleet combination. We could see a mixture of snow and sleet as the two predominant precipitation types around the Beltway tomorrow. More snow well northwest of town there in the 1 to 3 inch area, but keep in mind also north and west of town, we do have a higher risk, higher threats of freezing rain coating some power lines and trees. There could be power outages, especially higher chance in the red area there on the tops of the Blue Ridge and over in West Virginia as well. Betty, thanks for tuning in. And Gail, thanks for working from home. Stay safe. Broy wants some snow. And Rob, thanks for the volume check. And for Monday, it looks like the start time for our area is generally midday. We could see some precipitation moving in. The problems, though, delay a little bit toward more the sunset time frame. So let's be safe and try and get errands done by maybe 3 or 4 p.m. It's after 3 and 4 p.m. that we think the temperatures come down a little bit, and roads could get slick, especially north and west of town. Around town and south and east of town, we don't expect many problems on the roadways, but elevated surfaces, overpasses, off-ramps, bridges still could be an issue around town, and especially northwest of town. And mainly what we're thinking for these coating to 1 inch amounts of snow and sleet combined for the accumulation around town, most of that will be on kind of grassy surfaces. So not a huge impact event. Let me also emphasize that this in the yellow is not even directly in the metro area. That's where we see kind of some minor impacts. The limited impacts are what we're talking about, kind of inconveniences, moderate inconveniences around DC for this storm tomorrow. Midday is when it might move in. Problems begin by sunset, and then it clears out on Tuesday morning, it looks like. So keep that in mind. This is not a high impact event, but because we have kind of a wintry mix, we really want to let everyone know that it's going to be a mess, especially west of town where there's a winter storm watch. Make sure you're also following the National Weather Service out of Sterling, Virginia, here on Twitter as well. And we're on Twitter at Capital Weather anytime you need us, and capitalweathergang.com. While I take some questions or comments, here is the complex forecast at a glance for this week. Precipitation, even when it starts, can't quite make up its mind. The rain, snow, mix, sleet, freezing rain lines are going to move throughout the region. It is a complicated forecast. Please stay tuned to us at capitalweathergang.com. We are giving it our best shot based on the available data, but these you'll see some further challenges here. We've just got small pockets of freezing temperatures that are possible for some of you, and you might have freezing precipitation longer than a neighbor 5 miles away. So keep that in mind. This is a very complex storm for tomorrow PM into Tuesday morning, and then Thursday, our second threat of wintry precipitation. It could be snow, but the models are currently backing off, and we're a little less optimistic that it will be a moderate or major snowfall in the DC area, but light snow can't be ruled out. Stay tuned because it is still 3 days away. All right, Jacob, thanks for tuning in and finding that you can hear me now. That's excellent. Hey, so all about the Scouts. Hello, Diana. And Noah, the Thursday storm is not a slam dunk, so please stay tuned. It is a potential storm. If it does get close enough to us, there could be some snowfall, but we'll keep you posted, as of course every day on the blog on capitalweathergang.com and on Twitter. We keep you posted on our quick snapshot thoughts once a day on the snow potential index, and we should update this for you later tonight on Twitter at Capital Weather and on the blog capitalweathergang.com tomorrow morning. So we give you our daily assessment. It's a 4 today. We'll see what the latest weather models late tonight, bring in for that Thursday storm. If you're a snow lover, we just want to temper expectations, not to expect a major snowfall, it looks like at this point, but stay tuned as we get closer. All right, I'm Camden Walker for capitalweathergang.com. Here's the short term for tonight. You can see a little bit of mixed snow over the mountains, mainly staying west of town. I saw some reports near Winchester, a couple spots had some snow. No major accumulation at all expected. This is just kind of ahead of the storm system. Even Richmond, I think, saw some snowflakes about in the last hour as well. Then tomorrow, the storm finally gets into the area by midday. You can see freezing rain there in the red hatch mark with some mixed precipitation. This is just a mess in our area. The storm system is just not able to help us out in the cold air department, so we are going to see mixed precipitation, messy precipitation, and it is some impact for our region. And it does move out of here by Tuesday, so here's Tuesday morning. It is trying to clear out of here with some in the blue area there, some mixed precipitation as it tries to clear out to our northwest and moving out to the east, to our northeast and moving the front out to the east to clear us out. So keep that in mind. It is not a long duration event, but we're watching it for tomorrow PM into early Tuesday morning. Some freezing rain, some sleet and snow, which could accumulate around our region, coating to 1 inch of snow and sleet combined together. And it could be messy on the roads, especially north and west of town, but mainly rain south and east of town. Hey, Adronja, how are you doing? Cindy, thank you for tuning in. You're most welcome. Reston to Chantilly, a commute on 5 o'clock Tuesday should be okay, but please allow extra time, Kit, if you can. Roads won't be terrible around the Beltway, around the area you're talking about, Reston to Chantilly, but please keep in mind temperatures could be below freezing. As we see in this forecast radar, one of the challenges are pockets of cold air that are just hard to scour out in some parts of the region, so it will be hit or miss. 5 miles away could be freezing rain, could be sleet, and 5 miles beyond that could be rain, could be snow. It's a very challenging forecast, but luckily it should be over by Tuesday morning. And let's see if I have any other information for you. It looks like, again, the snow potential index will keep you posted on the blog at capitalweathergang.com. It's currently a 4, but we're watching the potential for a Thursday storm. It seems to be backing off a little bit, but we'll update our digit later tonight for you as well. And again, not a major impact event tomorrow. The yellow, whereas minor impacts are even staying kind of north of town, of the Beltway. So just keep that in mind. Freezing rain is not to be messed around with, and we do expect some, especially along the I-81 corridor. There could be some problems. So this is an event with not major impacts, but because it is quick hitting as well, but maybe charge your devices if you are along and west of I-81 tomorrow, in case there are pockets of power outages as well. So keep that in mind. This is a messy storm. It moves in midday tomorrow. We do see maybe it starts with some rain, because temperatures could be around 40 degrees as this moves in midday tomorrow, and it's closer to sunset, where the problems began after 4 p.m. Where the cold air and the precipitation finally meet up around the DC area, and we could see pockets of snow and sleet accumulating briefly before it kind of goes over to some freezing rain and rain, especially rain southeast of town. All right, Steph, you've got a commute. Please take it easy on Tuesday, and snow on Thursday is possible, Teresa, and maybe next weekend. That's an even lower confidence forecast. Here's a quick look at Thursday. We are less confident about Thursday being a major snowfall event, but if it does hit us, we could see some light snowfall, and of course we'll keep you posted. It's worth monitoring. On capitalweathergang.com is where we are 24/7, and on the blog at Twitter at Capital Weather. Hey Aaron, most welcome. You're hoping for snow on Thursday in Thursday Alexandria area. It is possible. We'll keep you posted. Don't expect too much at this point. Will roads be terrible in Arlington? No, Christian, that is the quick answer. Tuesday morning, if you do have to head out, please allow some extra time, especially bridges and overpasses. Could be a little bit slick, but at least at that point, precipitation will be waning, and the salt crews will have been out for a good amount of the night. Justin misses lake effect snow, and Noah, here's the snowfall total for Monday. We have to get past the storm into maybe Tuesday night before we look ahead to Thursday with a snowfall accumulation map. But this for tomorrow, PM, into early Tuesday morning, is an accumulation map for not just snow, but also sleet. So those two mixed precipitation amounts are what we could think coating to 1 inch for the Beltway and DC area. So keep that in mind. All right, so Helene wants some bay effect snow or river effect snow. Excellent, you're really missing the snow. And again, let's see, Lewis, the kids next door, yes, they want some snow. It's excellent. I love that. And Jean, when does it start tomorrow? Midday is when the precipitation moves in. It should start as rain, and I don't want anyone to be anxious as the precipitation starts tomorrow, midday. Temperatures will be perhaps as warm as around 40 degrees, maybe even low 40s. It's not until after 3 or 4 p.m. that the problem times begin, closer to sunset and after sunset. We are particularly nervous about these purple and pink areas around town. So let's rewind. There we go for noon on Monday, and we're going to go to early Tuesday morning. You can see that purple, which is sleet. That is moving into the region as the precipitation gets going. It gets a little bit colder in the atmospheric column. So we do have problems foreseen, maybe off and on problems, as the rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain line will dance around the area for much of Monday night. So please stay vigilant. If you have rain 1 hour, it could turn back to freezing rain the next hour on Monday night. So just stay cautious. Add a lot of extra time if you have to head out Monday nights, especially around town and points north and west. It should mainly stay rain south and east of town, but we still think there could be a little bit of snow and sleet accumulating before it changes over to rain tomorrow night more for southeast of town. Long range predictions, Teresa, we do expect their snow season is young. We think that there is still the potential for winter storms this year. We're only about 1 month into our average snowfall accumulating season, and we have seen snow accumulate well into March. So don't lose hope as a snow lover. I assume you are one, so just hang in there. Laura, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And Lily, thanks for tuning in. This is from our portal. If you're looking at this radar, this is a forecast radar going into this early Tuesday morning. So let's rewind. Here it starts on Monday at noon. You can see the precipitation is moving into the region early afternoon. It starts as rain, but then switches over to sleet with some snow and then maybe some freezing rain overnight around DC. It's just quite a mess, and it is hard to pin down exact location impacts. Just generally around town in north and west, we are trying to warn folks it could be an interesting evening with wintry mix impacts, especially overnight on Monday. So here's the accumulation map for tomorrow. Tomorrow night's the main portion of the event, and then it should move out on Tuesday morning with, again, freezing rain. I want to highlight as being a potential problem, especially along I-81 and points west. So keep that in mind as well. All right, Jacob, thanks for tuning in again. And hey, Neil, thanks so much for tuning in. And Gary, hey, thanks for tuning in from Maine. And let's see, I am Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Let me know if you have any further questions. I'm on the air another 4 minutes or so. Anytime you need us, we're at Capital Weather on Twitter and the blog CapitalWeatherGang.com. Again, I'm Camden Walker. Thanks for tuning in. The impacts start tomorrow with precipitation moving in for our first storm midday time frame, but the frozen precipitation should hold off until closer to sunset, and that's when we think impacts will be a little higher around town and points northwest of town. So here we are at noon tomorrow, precipitation moving in, starting as rain, it looks like, with the temperatures well above freezing, but then purple there in the sleet, snow well to the north, unfortunately, snow lovers, and then the pink and magenta there is freezing rain, and it does move out on Tuesday morning by hopefully 6-7 a.m. or so. It is spotty, and that is part of our challenge, that some of this precipitation could turn out to be spotty. The sub-freezing temperatures below 32 degrees could be spotty. So it just may vary for your neighbor 5 miles away versus you. You could have a completely different precipitation type. Broadly speaking, though, the coating to 1 inch of snow and sleet could accumulate around the region. Even if we do see some freezing rain and rain, this is kind of the major impact for our region around the Beltway. Points south and east, you have more of a chance of rain. Northwest of town, a little bit higher chance of snow and sleet, but also freezing rain and ice. So if you live along I-81 and points west, please charge your devices in case Monday night there could be spotty power outages. We're a little bit concerned about that. But overall, this is not a major impact event. So keep that in mind, that kind of the impacts stay north of town there in the yellow. Around town here, it's kind of a moderate inconvenience. We just want you to stay safe. Bridges and overpasses could be especially slippery. Elevated surfaces, much of this accumulation will be on the grass, but we want you to add extra time and be mindful if you must be out Monday night and early Tuesday morning. That is when you need to allow slower driving and very deliberate driving just to play it safe, since we're talking about a wintry mix around town. So snow potential index currently a 4, but we'll keep you posted since we're not sure how the Thursday storm is going to end up. There's 3 days to fine tune our forecast. The models have backed off a moderate to major snow for Thursday, but it could change. Right now, anywhere from a dusting to 3 inches is on the table for Thursday, but Wednesday night into Thursday. So we'll keep you posted. And I'm sorry that is not animating, but this is supposed to be the animation of Wednesday night into Thursday. Shoot. Oh well. Here's the forecast at a glance. It is a very complex, stormy forecast at a glance, with the first winter storm coming in tomorrow midday, impacts beginning kind of Monday night into early Tuesday. The second winter storm moving in Wednesday night into Thursday. It's potentially going to miss us, could potentially throw some light snow. We need to fine tune this as we get closer, but looking like not a major snowfall on Thursday, but has a higher probability of being snow if it can get close enough, the storm system, to our region. So Brian, I hope I answered your question about Thursday. And Karen, we're talking about Thursday as well. It's still worth monitoring, but we are backing off our optimism for snow on Wednesday night into Thursday. And Denise, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And traveling tomorrow, 5 to 8 p.m., Frederick, Hagerstown area, it's not going to be great. If you can, Tiffany, allow a lot of extra time, very slow driving, you can probably do it. don't be anxious about it, but if you must, I know you must, and just stay on major highways if you can, where they're salting. Hey, Lori, I-66 going home tomorrow. Yes, the evening impact to the commute is possible. So let's look at that. The midday time frame is when precipitation moves in, and the impacts begin closer to sunset with the purple and the pink there, sleet and freezing rain, and yes, even some snow around. Not a major impact, but we know in DC we don't need much for problems of the evening commute tomorrow. We are a little bit concerned about, could be a little bit snarled, so please plan ahead. Maybe leave work early if you must work outside your home. Totally understand, but just allow extra time, and be aware that we're looking at impacts beginning after 3 to 4 p.m. tomorrow into early Tuesday morning. Also, for the morning commute, you might want to consider adding some extra time carefully as well. Here's the forecast accumulation before I sign off. This is snow and sleet accumulation totaling tomorrow, coating to 1 inch around the DC area. A little bit more snow and sleet around northwest of town, where you see the 1 to 3 inch marker, but also freezing rain has a higher potential northwest of town. So please be careful, especially in these red areas. You may want to charge your devices later tomorrow in case there are Monday night power outages with this freezing rain accumulation. Not too much along the I-95 corridor, but worth knowing that just a little bit of ice causes some problems, and that's why we're not trying to make you anxious or be hyperbolic about this being a major storm, since it is a quick hitter, mainly staying on Monday night time frame. But with a little bit of freezing rain in the forecast, we definitely want to flag that there could be impacts as well. So here's a quick look at the week at a glance as I sign off in a second. Brian, you're not happy about Thursday's forecast. I'm sorry about that. Let it snow, Will says. And Brian, I'm sorry again about the snow for Thursday, kind of waning a little bit, but it's worth monitoring. We're not completely writing off Thursday. Please stay tuned to CapitalWeatherGang.com and follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather. I'm Camden Walker. Thanks so much for tuning in for our Sunday Sunset Q&A. And no, Will, you don't need to fuel up the snowblower. And Liz, I'm sorry for this. You're hoping for snow, but we have limited snow chances